record using the headphones that you have, because it's much better. I mean, for me, but that's totally fine.
Okay.
So how have you been doing? And my second question, are there any plans or preparations to take the IELTS test soon?
Maybe by June. I'm planning to get the IELTS test by June.
June of this year or next year?
Yeah. No, this year, next June.
Okay, and what is going to happen after you take the test?
As you know, I'm planning to get an immigration to Canada to join my family.
Okay.
So I think once I get the score of the IELTS, I have few documents to finalize by the university, and after that I can apply for the immigration.
Did you apply to any university so far, or you haven't started that kind of process yet?
No.
No?
No, I think I don't know if I will join a university or get a study visa. My plan is to get an immigration, a skilled worker immigration, or a skilled employee. I think they call that. I don't know how do they say it.
Are you eligible for this sort of immigration or not? Tell me a little bit about it.
So far, I don't know if I'm eligible or not, but as you know, it's a score immigration. So you have to just to get scores by IELTS, by university grade. If you are married, if you have a child or a baby, they get your score. They score you, and then you enter a competition or a pool. Then they will reselect you.
And what are the criteria of selection? Do you have any information about that?
As the lawyer told me, my family's lawyer, he said it's just a score. They're just a score. So if you're married, you get 20 scores. If you have a BSc, or you have to reevaluate your degree or your study, your university degree. So you can so let's say you will get 40. Okay, your wife, if she gets IELTS, she adds some scores. Her field of study adds the scores. If you have a child or baby, you will get some scores.
And all of that is
talking about 500, I think 540 score.
And
as I remember that, and I forgot about it since it took me too long to get the IELTS since I'm busy, and I can't attend all my meetings. I'm a lazy student.
You mean a lazy student?
Loosey or lazy? A lazy?
Lousy. Lousy is a bit different. I think when it comes to the meaning, lousy is very poor or bad, or like something. يعني هي هذه كلمة، يعني واحد مثلا وسخ أو يعني لايس براسه بيسمونه lousy. But it's good that you mentioned this word. It's a very interesting word. Anyways, I think you are in a good shape to take the IELTS, but we still have some issues that we need to address. Now, the access of our conversation of today is just to brush up and do some activity for writing. We haven't had enough chance to investigate the writing section in more details. So I would like to ask you to send me a short passage of any one of your emails that you sent recently that has some writing that you did. Can you do that?
I'll search for this kind of emails, but I don't think I have these emails since I'm working in a sales company.
Mhm.
Most of my emails are database emails, so I have only Excel data numbers.
So do you have any kind of email where you wrote 3 or 4 lines for any particular
I think I have to go back to 2019 before COVID.
No,
I think
you
since
don't have
we
to.
don't use this type of let me look for this one. One second. Send. Uh,
Well, how about this? I'll send you a link,
okay.
and I just want you to have a look at it, and then based on this link, we're going to determine some of the activity that we can do. We've been working on some of the activities for listening particularly, and I will send you a link for this one, and I'll be waiting for you to just finalize the answers and send them back to me. But today our focus is a little bit different. Our focus of today is to do a little bit of discussion about direct interview and some writing here. So I can see from our agenda that we had last time, this is just to put you on the same page. I'm sending you the link to the Google document that we shared recently.
I think I have it. I think I have it.
Just click on the link. You don't have to access it.
Program. The last page, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
scroll to the last page, and we'll see a few updates here on this document here.
Take this listening test.
So we're going to do a little bit of independent writing, and for this particular skill, we're just going to focus on some feedback that we have here regarding the section. Can you type? Do you see my notes or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you see my notes, just say yes. Type it up. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Now, what we do have here is you've been working in sales and marketing for some time. So far, you have accumulated some experience. I'll get to the point. Just be patient.
Okay.
So, since you have accumulated some experience, what
Should I view my or your screen?
Say it again?
Should I view my screen or your screen?
It's just go to the link where you said yes, and don't worry about my screen. I'm just recording that for myself so we can revisit it later. What are the key features of sales and marketing agent? Write 200 words. Start now.
Now?
Yes, sir. you have,
I'll change the typing color so you can differentiate between my writing and your writing.
how about I
So
do change mine and just make it a little bit different. And let's say I'm doing that in orange. Okay, so you can start writing here. We'll just review some of the introduction. Just keep in mind, Ahmed, sorry, I'm just going too fast right now, I think. A, focus on task completion. B, focus on lexical diversity. Focus on cohesion and coherence. Focus on grammar range and accuracy. And starting from here, let's say I am just going to say none, so you can start this right now.
okay.
You have 15 minutes. Do you see the counter?
I think I can see it when I just go to your screen. So yeah.
Okay. I hope that is going to give you some pressure. Ahmed, don't use the word important, please.
Okay.
So I'll just give you some synchronous feedback, and it's okay if we delay the process of your writing. But remember something, that important is very common word. Everybody uses important. And it's not unique, it's not distinctive, it's not special, it's not privileged, it's not significant, it's not uniquely phrased, it's not nicely worded. You see, I'm using these different vocabulary that you are all familiar with. You just need to ask yourself, what kind of special or unique word in letter A or B or C or D that can be uniquely used here that just distinctively set me off or away from the crowd of speakers who use the word important?
I don't think we have A. We don't have B.
Okay. Let's say significant. Just use the word significant as an alternative to important. Can you do that? Marketing agent or sales. Is this how fast you type?
Yes.
I just want you to type faster. Stop. Marketing agent or sales. Why do you see marketing agent or sales?
Or why?
Why are you saying marketing agent or sales? Does or mean that the marketing sales included as an equivalent to marketing agent,
Yeah.
but that's not clear to me.
That's what?
That's not clear to me.
The marketing, the sales representative or the sales agent is part of the marketing.
The sales agent is part of the marketing. So you imagine you're explaining that to me because I do not understand. This is the method where you should use for writing. Imagine that you're speaking to me. So listen, Waleed, let me give you a clear statement here. Sales and marketing agent is one of the distinctive or significant and unique marketing skills for people in this generation or this era or this year. There are three reasons for which we can considerably bear in mind the importance or the significance of marketing agents. Number one is blah, blah, blah. However, or additionally, number two is far more significant than number one in this way. Number three, and then you go on like this. So let's get started again. Just keep this structure in your mind. What we want to do is just to develop a clear, simplistic approach to write the first paragraph. If I read the first paragraph and I don't get good impression, you see, I will develop this bad impression about the rest of the essay, no matter how good it is. When you are offered two options and they are same to some extent, and I ask you to just determine which one is good. Some people go for the first option just because it was the first option that was given to them. So there is some bias here, subjective bias, أو انحياز ذاتي مو موضوعية بي. And the reason of which is because people just tend to prefer the first thing that is offered to them. This happens for our first impression about essay writing. If I just go for the first paragraph and I just see that it's not quite developed well, I'll just carry this legacy to the rest of the paragraphs, which is, to some extent, maybe annoying. I am not sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. So,
Ahmed, do you hear me?
yeah, I'm hearing you. Do you hear me? Mr. Waleed, do you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Mr. Waleed. It's working, Mr. Waleed.
So
Do you hear me?
can you hear me now or not?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, perfect.
I heard everything you've said regarding the first impression about the first paragraph.
Okay, so going back here to the screen, we're discussing this particularly, I just want to check if you can just rephrase this in a better way. And we're still stuck in the introduction, so that's a little bit of a bummer.
Weird.
Can you? Okay. Marketing agents should develop some significant criteria. Marketing agents should develop some significant features that make them really successful agents. Following below the most, okay?
How do I use commas for, let's say I have to say he should be confident, other for just for mentioning some
For me.
adjectives. So I can use commas like this.
So he should be confident, blah, 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 comma.
And is that okay?
Yes, and so first comma, second comma, and third option, and then you stop. when you write the introduction, just let me know so we can discuss it. Because I want to draw comparison to another one.
Okay. Let's discuss this one.
Awesome. Now, one best way we can draw comparison is just to compare it to another item that got higher score in IELTS and see what we have as opposed to what we don't have in the other samples that we are debating or we're discussing here. Okay, so what we do have here is let me see here. Oh, that's the timer. Okay, so let's read this, Ahmed. This is just an introduction to a very strong statement for IELTS question that is similar to the question that I asked here because you are a sales and marketing representative. So there should be some background knowledge that you do have when it comes to writing about that topic. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Additionally, there should be some strength when it comes to expressing yourself directly regarding this particular topic that we're just discussing. But the idea is that I see some differences here, so we can have a look at the differences and then draw some analogy here. Nowadays, millions of companies produce billions of products, and the role of advertising is quite obvious. See, he's not using the word very because it's a very common word, so he's using the word quite obvious. Ads help consumers to find the goods or services for their needs. However, do our needs grow equally fast as the number of products? Some market analysts insist modern commercials are not merely matchmakers of a product and consumer, but actively interfere with buyers' desires or buyers' decisions, developing artificial needs, which is really interesting because if you're a marketer or a sales.
This paragraph is talking about the marketing and adding.
Yes.
Advertising.
I'm just showing you a model of good introduction to a statement that has similar features to the topic that we're talking about here.
Okay.
So when I asked you here in the beginning, and we can see here, you have been working. Okay, let's see, just put that here. So what we do have here, like this is the statement. Do you remember when we mentioned in the beginning that the first thing that you need to write in IELTS is just to rephrase the question?
Yeah.
So what are the key features of sales and marketing agent? This is clearly the question here. And what we need to do is just to rephrase it in a way that fits the introduction to the article. How do we rephrase this? I want you to give me an example of how we rephrase this, choosing different synonyms, and then I'll give you my example, and then we can build on that, just similar to this paragraph. I just want you to focus on how you can build strong statements in the beginning of the essay.
Okay, so the key features of sales and marketing agents. Should I write them down or type
Yes.
them?
Yes, please. We're just negotiating which one is better version.
Just let me get back to my screen. Is that okay?
Sales representative should have at least 3 of the following criteria. When you say 3 of the following criteria, maybe we
I should
can
mention more than.
Yeah, maybe what we can do is the key features of modern sales and marketing agents fall in, or we can say agents are 3 major features. These features represent, or these features determine the success or deep
Right.
failure of the business model of the company. This is just an example. This is not perfect example, but what we're doing, we're just rephrasing the question that is given to us. Building on this, we can definitely have very solid foundation for writing and focusing on 3 major features. Here, in the intro, what we're going to do, we're going to write about feature number 1, Ahmed. Body or second paragraph, we're going to talk about feature number 2. Third paragraph, we are going to talk about feature number 3. Are we good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Between the introduction and second, we need a joint.
Yes.
Between second and third paragraph, we need a joint. And by joint, I mean a very good way we can link the last thought of the first paragraph to the beginning or the first thought of the second paragraph. Otherwise, the reader is going to be disconnected from the flow of ideas that you're presenting. Between the third paragraph and
the conclusion.
And we have conclusion, of course. Between the third paragraph and conclusion, we have or we need a joint. This is a very simplistic structure for how we can develop a clear and straightforward, apparent and crystal clear narrative for the essay. First, we need to determine the structure and the content comes later. We should not throw words just because we know how to write or how to type randomly. It's going to be a very haphazard process. We just need to develop this structure. Nobody just starts building or structuring a house without a map to determine the length and width and height of the rooms and the structure and the front yard and the backyard and all of that kind of other auxiliary details here. So just bear that in mind, Ahmed. Keep this. So we have the introduction, and before, well, in the introduction, we have feature number 1, but before feature number 1, we have a strong statement. statement saying, well, I do believe that sales and marketers have very potential skills if they possess the following features, period. And then you start developing or stating what the features are.
Okay.
Now, what we are going to do, this is what sales representatives should have at least 3 of the following criteria. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put it here. Okay, and then I'll just change the color, make it, no. So we have a very clear, design for a very good and solid paragraph. Now, are you clear about what we are doing here or not, Ahmed?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, I just want you to solidify or strengthen or add more content, بالإنجليزي نقول add more meat to the statement here and feature number 1. You segue, it means you shift from the statement to feature number 1 by creating a joint here.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you شغل timer. I'll give you 5 minutes. هو ultimately 40 دقيقة على الكل، بس خليني شوي نسوي عليك ضغط فنقول 5 دقائق لازم تكمل لي الستيتمنت والفيتشر نمبر 1. Go. I like it.
Like that?
I like it. The selling model, but I don't like the selling model. I don't know what that means.
Let's say it's a scientific name, so I can't change that.
Okay, عندك دقيقتين
It's called
نسوي
the AB selling model.
Mhm.
I was thinking about typing the AB selling model, but the reader will not be able to understand the AB selling model. It's something like a ladder model.
Okay, well, regardless of the content, Ahmed, I really don't care about the content. I really don't care because this is very changeable and fluidy. It depends on the kind of question that is given to you. But I really think that we just consistently follow this framework, because this is how the reader expects, or the examiner expects you to just follow and determine what you are going to say in first paragraph, second and third, because we ultimately need to check if the writer is familiar with the shorter paragraph and how he writes that. That's it. No more, no less. We just need to determine that the writer knows how to consistently and simplistically write a short paragraph with the basic elements available in it. Now, the content is a little bit controversial because every content is different, and every content has different way and approach to be written and filled out. However, that does not mean that the content structure is different from the other models. This is not the case. The case is very, very clear that the model is determined by the structure, and the content is determined by the writer ability to follow a sequential order, create joins, write a very good introduction, builds the narrative of the body and conclusion, building on that, the whole previous structure and content that he wrote, just to say, well, I am a good damn English writer, just give me 7.5. That's the timer again. Okay, so I quite like this, and I think we just need to brush it up a little bit and give you further comments on that. So I don't know, well, I know, but I am not sure if this can help you 100% write a stronger statement. But this is a pattern, Ahmed. I'm not sure whether you like it or not, but this is the structure we go by when it comes to writing solid academic writing. Let me give you another example so you can have a look at here. Just kind of similar, Ahmed, to the content here that you wrote, okay?
Mhm.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, let me share it. So I agreed on that selling, and this is the features. Go a little bit upper so you can have a look at this. I'll just put it in a different color. This is, let's say, sample number 2, and this sample. See, I really like it, honestly. See, with the ever-present concern for advertising commercials, he's creating some sort of statement or problem, and then he offers a solution. Its impacts on purchase decision of consumers have been much debated recently. While many are the opinions that advertisements boost the sales of goods, and it also renders consumers to opt for the unnecessary things, others disagree. I partially agree with the former viewpoint due to 2 main reasons. So he's determining 2 main reasons he's going to talk about, which are examined in this essay. This is, I really like it because this is what you wrote earlier. Do you see it or not?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, hopefully this can give you a better vision of where we are located in terms of the content that we are writing and how we can shift that. I fully trust you because you have very good wealth of knowledge, of vocabulary that you can use and adopt for this particular purpose. It's not challenging to you, but we just need to symmetrically orchestrate the intro, the joins. I love joins, and this is where Americans and British people excel. They connect thoughts in a way that flows very smoothly and naturally. You remember when I told you about how they create, based on script, of course, they show you snapshots of the end of the movie, but they cut it and they put it in the beginning, and they keep you engaged, expecting, trying to find out what the end looks like.
Mhm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This is pretty much the case, but we just need to truncate it, just make it shorter, and straightforward to the reader, just telling them I know how to be a good writer. So here we wrote the statement, which is feature number 1, sales representatives should have at least 3 of the following criteria. First, he should have an excellent selling model knowledge by which he will be able to sell the product. Chufa? Okay. So the selling representatives represents the steps of selling, starting from the introduction, ending by closing, when the marketer gets the buying signal from the consumer. Instead of the word gets, because this is going to hit us hard in the vocabulary range, we have to change it to saying obtains. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what kind of joint do you like to add here? You can say, for example, more, we can say, first of all, building on the statement in this essay, we are going to debate for blah, blah, blah. So I want you just to think of a joint you can add here. What kind of joint are you going to add? By joint, I mean a connector, something to connect this to the previous paragraph. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 minutes. Go.
And so on. Is that okay?
I like it, however, comma, Farze. When we say in addition, we just assumingly suppose that we have mentioned good amount of discussion or debate or
Yeah,
argument
I'm
earlier.
just give you an outline. I'm not writing. I haven't finished my first paragraph.
Okay, perfect. Move on. In addition to that, we go to the second paragraph. What is the, let's say we're working on a skeleton here. Skeleton. This is just a skeleton, Ahmed.
Okay.
What is the main feature number 2?
It's an excellent listener.
That's feature number 1. Feature number 2. Okay. Okay. I got it. I just saw it in a different color. Give me 1 second. That is the timer. So you can imagine how fast it goes in okay. See, that's what is the joint for this to connect it to the next one?
For this one, I can't use the additionally.
It's going to be redundant, يعني مكررة. Furthermore,
Yeah.
You can just say
Since
further.
I mentioned in addition, so I have to find another one.
Yeah, it's going to be redundant if you keep using additionally. It's just giving not good impression to the reader.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about another meaning. Another word telling me this. It's not finally, or let's say
You can say further,
furthermore.
furthermore. For God damn
Let
it.
me write it down.
Okay, furthermore. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, move to the third paragraph.
Okay.
What are you going to focus on feature number 3?
Synonyms for good.
Ideal, optimal, excellent, professional.
I've used excellent, so I have to change.
Optimal is not good. Let's say professional.
Great.
We have cutting edge, professional, excellent. We have a whole variety of words that we can think about probably.
And now let's talk about the planning.
Say it again.
Say what? Now let's talk about the planning. So
Okay.
I can mention some words about planning or a small paragraph about the planning.
One important thing to keep in mind, Ahmed, you can, if you are writing this on a draft, not on the final copy or final version, it's much better to write it on a draft paper so you can copy the text later, just in case you make any kind of typos, mistakes.
Yeah, I know.
You can shift paragraph 3 because you have put better efforts in paragraph 3 than paragraph 201. You can shift back and forth and highlight and circle this paragraph, shift it to number 1, and then you pass back and forth. That's much that's pretty much giving you more flexibility when it comes to conducting your writing. Better than just inscribing everything in the final draft and just probably having to erase part of it that you don't have to mess with the color of the page or whatever. The conclusion and joint should be nicely put together. Conclusion just simply summarizing number 1, 2, and 3 features, and then adding a little bit of paraphrasing there.
Yeah, so I can use in conclusion.
No, that's not the joint. You can, okay. Well, say in conclusion. But it's I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your typing.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Any advertiser must be an excellent planner, listens well, and carries.
Carries.
I like it. I like it. But remember that you mentioned the word get once again.
I tried to find another word, and since we don't have time because of our meeting, so I can just search in my mind.
Okay. Let me just give you this comment here. Okay, perfect. I expect you to finish this by tomorrow or the day after, along with the listening section. So I want you to get me the results for the listening because we need just to speed up things, especially prior to your preparation for the IELTS test. And just give me a final draft with no color. Well, just leave the colors, but give me a final draft,
Okay.
whether below it or within the content where it says, but just change the color to black and white. Don't just put it in colors. So I can clearly state and see that this is what you're working on.
Okay.
One last thing. Do you think, I mean, this is not something I should ask you about, but do you think this helps you at least improve 1% better in terms of why you should or should not write this?
You're doing, your notes are making me just know how to think or find words.
Okay.
Or
Perfect.
how to structure the paragraph.
Well, the reason I'm asking this to you is because some people are not good with criticism. I'm not saying negative criticism. I'm just saying, well, you have this dimension, and this is what you've been thinking of for all your past life, and this is another dimension. Just slow down, speak it up before you write it down. Speak it to yourself, like saying, well, in the introduction, I would like to present 3 major reasons of which are detrimental elements to becoming a successful sales and marketing agent. First of all, we should state in this essay, feature number 1, blah, blah, blah. Feature number 2, blah, blah, blah. Feature number 3, blah, blah, blah. Additionally, there are other features that are countless. However, in conclusion, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Don't write thank you, of course.
Sure.
Are we clear?
Clear.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's wrap it up. I'll be waiting for the results of the listening, and just confirm that you finished the essay. I know it's a little bit challenging. I know that you have a lot of schedule things to do.
I think I'll be free till around 4 p.m. So I have some time. Just
awesome.
I have to do
awesome.
to get some phone calls, and I'll be back to the IELTS.
Awesome. Sounds good.
I think I sent you previously a reading test. It was a reading test.
I'm not sure if I got it, but if you have sent that to me, can you just resend it? I didn't get any notification.
I think I can find the reply, and let me just.
Was it on Skype?
No, I got the score.
Oh, you got the score.
Oh yeah, 6.5.
Did you get my marking on the score or not?
Just let me go back to Skype. It's 6.5.
Awesome. I think it's good.
Oh.
I mean, because your reading is not in the same level of your speaking or listening. So 6.5 is really promising. And remember, the difference between 6.5 and 7 is only 2 questions.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, which is not like, big of a deal. It's just a matter of 2 or 3 attempts and we can get to that required score. I mean, just pushing you to 7 is awesome, honestly.
Okay.
You owe me a lunch, by the way. So I'm waiting for the hamburger. I don't know when, but probably not.
Okay.
Not
That's
in
like
Ramadan.
no, it's I don't know when, but I think it's Ramadan is coming, and we're in contact, in direct contact with COVID patients. Me and my wife. So we don't meet people. We really don't meet people.
Let's say I know, and the cases are really many. I was just joking, but hopefully after Ramadan we can get together for a cup of coffee.
we have to do that. We have to.
Sure.
Did you get the vaccine?
Not yet. I'll be getting this week. I've been registered.
Please do.
Say it again.
Please do.
Yes.
You'll
Great.
save yourself and your family.
Great.
We got the first shot, and we are waiting for the second one.
Did you have any side effects?
Yeah, we had a COVID-like symptoms.
And
for me, it lasted for 1 day or less than 24 hours. For my wife, it took around 2 days.
What kind of symptoms did you get?
The same symptoms we got when we got a COVID-19 infection. So for my symptoms, they were back pain, headache, fever. For my wife, she had limb pain, lower limb pain, and headache and fever.
Okay.
It's the same symptoms when you got COVID. I think you were infected by COVID.
Okay. Well, I got COVID infection back in you remember in January.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah.
So probably you'll have the same symptoms.
Okay.
Because it's an immune response of your body, so it depends on your body.
Sounds good. Well, talk to you soon. Just let me back. Get back to me once you finalize both of the items.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Will do.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Thank you. Bye-bye.